Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sorrowfan here, and today I'm going to be letting you guys know which character I'm going to be playing on. Pretty much a follow-up to last Monday's video. Hold on, let me just close my door. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a follow-up on letting you guys know what class I'm going to play on, what server it's going to be, and if I'm going to live stream or not. Probably how frequent I'm going to live stream, and then I'm going to answer the questions that you guys left for me in the last video. So first things first, I'll start off with the server. So I have it written down right here. Okay, so the server that won by quite a bit actually, and I wasn't surprised. I mean, when I was going through the comments the first time, I just seen Windia, and well, that's the one that won. It got 20 votes out of a total of 75 votes. So 70 of you guys said a server that you wanted me to join. Windia came first place. Bera and Broa tied for second place with 14 votes each, and then in third place was Scania with 10 votes. I'll have all the votes on the screen of the video so you guys can see how many votes your server got. But yeah, thank you all for voting on a server. Windia is the winner, and so I'm going to be playing in Windia. I've never played in Windia in all of my 8 years of playing MapleStory, so this is definitely going to be new for me. And so Windia is the server. The class I'm going to be playing is going to be in Iran or Aaron. I like saying Aaron, but a lot of people call it Iran. So I'm going to be playing Aaron. That's the class I actually wanted to play. Since I never really played an Aaron past level 30, I wanted to make this class be an Aaron since it'll be something new for me on top of playing in a new server. And I remember a lot of people always asking me and telling me that I should make Aaron videos, and because no one really makes Aaron videos on YouTube. And so I'm going to be playing an Aaron. A couple of you guys did vote for Aaron. You guys voted for a lot of different classes like Mihal, Dawn Warrior, Shadower I seen, Dual Blade I seen, and and so you guys voted for a bunch of different classes. But I'm going to play Iran. A couple of you guys did vote for Iran, so that's the class I'm going to play. So we're going to be in Windia, playing in Aaron, and I think it's going to be fun. I am going to live stream it. Everyone said, not one person said, no, don't live stream it. So I am going to be live streaming it. I'm going to try and live stream pretty much. I'm going to try and live stream about four times a week. And the live streams are going to be probably from an hour and a half to 3 hours, maybe even. So I'm going to be live streaming for that amount of time. I might even live stream twice in one day. So I'll try and post a video letting you guys know right before I go live. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I will tweet it as well. And so that's going to be the live streaming. My live stream, all my links are always in my description, so if you want to catch my live stream link, it'll always be in the description of my videos. And so I am going to be live streaming. So far it's Aaron in Windia, and yes, we're going to be live streaming it. The other thing, I think that's it. Yeah, I don't know my goals yet or anything like that. Once we start streaming, whoever is there in the stream will be able to make goals for me, whether it be the level and or damage range or mesos, as you guys like to call it, whatever. So yeah, that's that, and I have my computer open right here like usual, and I'm going to be reading the questions off of here. I'm probably going to butcher some of you guys' YouTube usernames, so don't get too mad at me. Damin Pagan, I think that's how you say it, Damin Pagan, I'm just going to say Damin Pagan. He asks, or she, where do you live? I live in Canada. Do you have a girlfriend, mistress, lover, and are you Latino? I do have a girlfriend of 5 years. We've been together for 5 years now. Obviously, she's my lover. And am I Latino? I am 50% Spanish in terms of my background, which is from Guatemala. So yeah, I guess I could say yes. And he also asks, where do I get my NX from? If you mean NX clothing, like what I wear on my characters, I buy that in the free market from other players because a lot of NX items are tradable now. and a lot of them are permanent, so that's where I get my NX clothing. However, where I get my actual NX to like buy cubes and stuff like that, I either buy from other players or I buy it myself from Nexon's online option. I don't really buy it from the store anymore though. Next question is from Echolite. He asks, who introduced MapleStory to you, or did you just stumble upon it? So a group of my friends actually introduced it to me. This was back in grade 6, and they always used to talk about it in class. And this was like, we had our own group, right, of friends. And so they always used to talk about MapleStory in class, and I'd always be jealous because they would be talking about things related to MapleStory, and I wouldn't understand because I never got to play the game. And the reason why I didn't get to play the game as soon as they started playing was because I had a really, really slow home computer, and I have older siblings, so they would always be on the computer, and I would have no time on the computer, because they'd obviously like kick me off if I was on it because they wanted to use it, right? So my friends, a group of my friends, introduced it to me, and once I started playing, I was pretty much hooked, and still to this day, still playing the game. So yeah, that's who introduced me to it. I did not just stumble upon it. I think if my friends had never told me about this game, like if my friends never played MapleStory, then I'm pretty certain I would have never played it myself, because I don't think I would have found out about it any other way. Okay, so Discussion CA asks, would you quit MapleStory if Nexon took cubes out of the game for some reason? If Nexon took cubes out of the game for some reason, I wouldn't quit MapleStory, although I know like 80% of the population would. The reason why I wouldn't quit is because, I mean, it'll kind of be weird. Like the people that are already godly and have insane gear, kind of like my Wind Archer did, their gear would still be godly. I mean, some people don't even need to cube their gear anymore, so it'd be very, very unfair. The game would be super unfair, and those people, those funded godly people, would be able to control the entire game pretty much because they're already godly. Unless you're saying if they took out potential, just in general, they took out all potential along with cubes, then I wouldn't quit, because I'm selling my gear, so I really don't have much to lose, and so yeah, I wouldn't have a reason to quit. Other people would definitely be pissed off, but since I'm selling my gear already, my gear will be gone before they did that, so I don't really care about it too much. But if they just took out cubes alone and left potential in, I would probably quit, because that would be way too unfair for the people that aren't funded and stuff like that. Moving on. Colonel Zone, which is a good real life friend of mine, he asked, when can I purchase a life-size cardboard cutout of myself? And I just said, if I ever get famous, I'll send you one with my autograph for free. I have to scroll down the comments to see. Hopefully I don't miss a question. Okay, so Alexander Lawson asks, what do you think is the easiest class to make, quote, godly? And in brackets he put 500k plus range easily, great mobbing / boxing skills, high DPS, etc. The easiest class to make godly, I would have to say, I mean, a class with all those things is kind of hard to say, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Blaze Wizard. I think the easiest class to make godly in all those terms that you mentioned would probably be a Blaze Wizard, because you could get a 500k range easily with a Blaze Wizard, because mage gear is generally cheap in all servers. Blaze Wizards have great mobbing and bossing skills. They have very high DPS, and they're also really fun to play. And I'm going to say 3 classes. So Blaze Wizard is one that has all of those things. I'm going to say Wind Archer is another one because you could get 500k range easily on a Wind Archer. Bowman gear is often very cheap in most servers, if not all. They have great mobbing and bossing. Obviously, they have high DPS. And another one I'm going to say is probably Zero. I think you could get high range on Zero pretty easily. It's just that strength gear, warrior gear is kind of expensive, so that could be a challenge. But they have incredible DPS, incredible mobbing. Their bossing, I'm not too sure how that is, but their DPS is so high that I'm pretty sure their bossing must be good. And so yeah, I would say those three: Zero, Blaze Wizard, and Wind Archer. I'm sure there are other options as well that fit the criteria that you're asking, but those are the three that come to my mind off the top. So I'd say those three. So Blue Basel, another friend of mine, he asks, "What is my fondest Maple memory?" Okay, now this is a memory I could never forget for the rest of my life. It's a time way back, probably around 2000 I think it was in 2008 in MapleStory when Mulung Dojo was new to the game. Yeah, Mulung Dojo. So Dojo was new to the game, and Dojo was not anything like how it is today. The old Dojo, you could go in as a party, and it was hosted by these agents, like an Agent Cat, if I remember correctly, and it was like Agent C and Agent B and stuff like that, and so you could go in as a party for Dojo, and you'd fight bosses, but you have to use your own potions in Dojo. So the thing everybody knew Dojo for was that it was a huge pot burner, right? And at the time, no one could really get through the entire Dojo, right? It was a huge struggle, and the bosses were actually like the real boss, you know? They could kill you in one hit. They could make you go to 1 HP, 1 MP, but the thing is you can use your own potions. So if you're quick with your fingers, that wouldn't be really a problem. And I used to always go in with my friends because it was super fun. The old dojo was the best. It was so fun. And we were all weak, right? Because it's 2008, you know, being high level and strong is rare still. And so we were weak, and I'd go in with my friends, and I remember I was on my ranger. I was a ranger at this time. I think I was like level 72 or something like that, right? I had my strafe, I had my puppet, right? I was excited and I was happy. And I went in with my friends, and one of my good friends, he's my best friend in real life today, he was playing on a Sin. He was an assassin. He was like level 58 or level 60, 62 or something like that, around those levels, right? And so we went in dojo, and we got to Barlog, or Balrog. Balrog was really hard back then. Sorry about that, I just got a call and it completely ruined my video. But so we got to Balrog, and Balrog was really hard back then. Like he did a lot of damage, more so than, you know, you'd have HP. He used to do like 3.3k per hit, and that was a lot of HP back then, let me tell you. So how we used to try and beat Balrog together is I'd make my friend go. He'd be the sacrifice, right? He'd go up close, even though he was a assassin. He'd go up close and like distract Balrog and get Balrog's attention and try and survive for as long as he can, while I'm in the back trying to snipe Balrog with my strafe over and over. And we tried so many times every day to try and pass Balrog, and we finally did it. He was the best sacrifice. He was the best warrior I could have ever had with me. He sacrificed himself, and I was about to die too. Balrog was coming after me, and I was cornered, and I was about to die, and one more final strafe killed him. And it was, I know it's only Balrog, but man, it was such an epic fight. And I remember how the whole map looks where you're fighting Balrog, and it was just so exciting and so like intense, and it just felt so good to finally get past Balrog. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it any further than that because the bosses just got harder and harder, as you can imagine. I think after Balrog was something like, I think it was maybe Papa Pixie, or maybe even Manon and Griffey were after. But yeah, the bosses just got harder and harder. So yeah, but that was a super fun time for me. That's my most fun MapleStory memory ever. And if I could relive it, I definitely would. It was so fun and so intense and exciting. So yeah, that's my most fond MapleStory memory. We have We have a question from Psionic Fall. My apologies. His question is: if you had the chance to change Maple, what would you change about it? What would I change about MapleStory? There are a couple of things that I think I'd change about the game. It's really hard to come off the top about something I would change about it. But one thing, if I could change one thing about the game, I would say the enhancement system, but that's already coming to change. I would say, I don't know if you could consider this changing, but one thing I would definitely add is PvP. I would bring PvP back. That's something that was very, very fun. They just gotta really make it good, because the last PvP we had was pretty crappy, like pretty horrible actually. But I know it's not really changing the game, but if I had to bring one thing to the game, I would say PvP, also known as player versus player. So I'm sorry I couldn't really answer your question as well as I wanted to, but that's something I would add to the game. I would have to think hard if I wanted to say something I'll change, and I don't want to take too much of you guys' time up. So moving on. Okay, so this question is from Bass Beekman, and he asks, which class did you most enjoy playing in your Maple history? Out of all the classes I've played over all the years I've played MapleStory, excuse me, the class I had most fun on probably, let me fix this camera here. The class I had most fun on, I would probably have to say is I think he said my Maple history. So this includes like old classes before they got revamped. And if that's the case, I'm gonna say the old Buccaneer, when they had Barrage and they had Demolition. For you older players, you guys know what I'm talking about. When they had the ability to transform into like a Super Saiyan looking thing and use those 6 skills, that was probably the most fun I've had on a class. The old school Buccaneers, man, they're so legendary in my book. In terms of modern times, I would probably have to say Demon Slayer, Shadower, and Wind Archer. I think those 3 are tied. I had the most fun on those 3 classes. Actually, no. Scratch that. In modern times, I had most fun on, I think, Hayato. Yeah, Hayato. Hayato was an amazingly fun class, and it was just so fun, that class, honestly. So yeah, Hayato. Scratch everything else. Hayato would be most fun. But still, it would be old Buccaneers. But for modern times, it would be Hayato. So yeah. Sorry for shaking the camera so much. My arms get tired of holding it up. So that's that. So the connoisseur. It looks like a French word. The connoisseur. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Who I'm talking about anyway. Sorry about that, guys. My iPhone ran out of space. The video is longer than I thought. I don't even know how long it is, but I don't know. I'll find out later. I had to delete a couple things from my phone to finish this video. Anywho, the connoisseur asked, are you ever going to finish the How to Fund Your Character series? Seeing as how I'm going to probably be broke for the rest of my time in MapleStory, at least for the while, I might not be able to finish it in the near future, but I have to finish it. I mean, I can't just start it and leave you guys hanging. If anything, I'll renew it and make a better version, maybe with a smaller amount of mesos for those people that are a little bit less funded or have a little less of a budget. So yeah. So this person, whose name is gibberish or maybe Latin, I don't know, he asks, how long are you going to play Maple for? 1 year? 2? I'm going to probably play Maple until it crashes and burns, so I would say maybe another 1.5 years. I don't know how long the game's going to be around for, but I'm probably going to play until it crashes and burns, which is probably soonish. But MapleStory 2 should be out by then, so I'll hop onto that one. Moving on. Give Me Sec GMS asks, what does MC mean? My nickname for my girlfriend is Chipmunk, so it means my chipmunk. Forever love my chipmunk. Um, da-da-da-da-da. This person left a long comment, sorry. Alright, so Jack3XXX06. It's okay that you left a long it's okay that you left a long comment. Don't worry about it, and thank you for your compliment. I have a series coming out where I'm going to be talking about life stories, things that happen in my real life. So I won't leave a comment, or I won't reply to your comment with a life story, but I have a series in progress that's featuring life stories. So hold on for a little bit with that. And his MapleStory question was, if you start in Windia or any other server, may you help the guys or gals with training or merching or stuff? You know, just overall help if you can provide it. I said this last Monday, you guys can buddy me, all of you guys can buddy list me, and I'm definitely willing to use my knowledge to help you guys if you guys have a question about anything, you know, what skill to max, blah, blah, blah. If I'm online and I'm not busy, I'll be more than happy to help. So the answer is yes, I will be providing help to those that need it, or to new players or whatever, whoever buddies me pretty much. Just if I keep getting bombarded with questions, I'm going to kind of try and take a break. And I am going to be streaming, so if I don't know the answer, maybe someone watching my stream might know, and they could help me, help you. So, you know, it should be going okay. But with merching and stuff like that, I don't think I'll be able to help too much, especially because I'm going to be in a new server that I've never been in before. I don't know prices in that server. Prices do vary quite heavily from server to server. The more populated the server is, the less things tend to cost in that server because there's so many people. So I'm not going to know the prices, so I can't really help with merching, and I don't think I'm going to be playing in the server long enough to know the prices of things. So yeah, I'm going to try and not spend too much time in the FM anyway. I'm going to try and focus on training, so maybe not too much help with merching, but other things I'll definitely be able to help you guys with, and I'll be around. So yeah. So someone asks, Rawcheese123 asks, what ethnicity are you, how old are you, and how did you start playing MapleStory? Who's your MapleStory idol? Okay, so my ethnicity, I was born in Canada. My background is Guatemala and Trinidad. So I'm kind of black, Spanish, and Canadian. Black, Spanish, white. How old am I? I'm 19. Turned 19 the year of 2014. Next year I'll be turning 20, obviously. My birthday's in July 10th, just in case if you wanted to know that. I started playing MapleStory. I talked about it a little bit earlier when someone asked who introduced me to MapleStory. That's how I started playing MapleStory. And who's my MapleStory idol? My MapleStory idol for the longest while was Elione. She was the first level 200 bowmaster in Cradia. And when I first started playing MapleStory, I wanted to be a bowmaster, and I had a ranger, and she used to be my idol. I always wanted to meet her and just like talk to her and ask her questions, and I did get to ask her questions. I think I met her about a month and a half ago, so it was pretty interesting, you know, meeting the first level 200 bowmaster, just a normal person, but yeah, pretty cool. And obviously by met her, I mean met her in game, right? So yeah, it was pretty cool. So that she used to be my idol way back, and other than that, I don't think I really have a Maple idol. But she's an idol that I always remember that I used to have, playing as a ranger and wanting to become a bowmaster. We have we have two more questions. So this one is from iNutsy Edits. Okay, his question is, how much time did it take you to get to where you are now? And he put in brackets in Maple general knowledge. Pretty much everything I know about MapleStory has accumulated over all of my time playing there since the first day pretty much that I started playing. Obviously, I started learning a lot more the better I got at the game. So it's like the more you know, the more you learn kind of thing. But yeah, I've been playing this game for 7.5 years. I'm gonna say 7, 8 years. So about 7.5 years, and pretty much I learn. I even to this day I'm still learning a couple of things, and so I'm constantly learning. It's kind of like life, you're always learning new things every day. That's kind of how it is in MapleStory. So it did take me the whole 7.5 years to get to what I know. But if you wanted to like study MapleStory and just learn everything as fast as you can, it'd probably take, I don't know, you could do it real quick. It's just as long as you have someone teaching you that knows everything. But a lot of things I had to find out for myself, and that's kind of what people have to do. So it did take me the full 7.5 years that I've been playing, and I'm still learning new things. So yeah, probably not a good answer, but I feel like that's the truth. The final question is from Roshan Yamani, and he asks, I like this question, what's your dream job? And I like it because I don't really know the answer to it, and I know it's kind of sad, but to be honest, my dream job, I'm not certain about it, and it's kind of sad, but I think my dream job would be something to do with business, more specifically in advertising. I want to be like a branding kind of person for companies like Nexon, even MapleStory, because MapleStory is something I know a lot about, and I feel like I'd be able to come up with a good ad for it possibly, and probably entice players into joining the game. So I feel like maybe a big corporate, I don't know, advertiser maybe, or maybe even just a sales rep. I'm not too sure, but something to do with business, I feel. So thank you all for the questions, not just Roshan Yamani. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for your time. Hopefully you guys are excited about the stream, excited about the Iran, excited about me playing in Windia. Remember, I will be streaming it from the first day, from character creation, so be sure to drop by in the stream. Be sure to follow me so you don't miss the streams. I will not be uploading the streams to my YouTube channel, so it's specifically a streaming series. And yeah, stop by, say hey, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. It should be some fun. I know I'm going to be struggling a lot, so yeah, it'll be nice to have a lot of friends there in Windia. Hopefully a lot of you guys that buddy me, and we could talk while I train. So that's that. Thank you all for watching. This has been a Soulful production. Till next time, guys. See you all later. Peace. If you liked that last video, why not click another? And I'd appreciate if you subscribed.